Hello students, today we will see how to calculate the inductance of a transmission line. So in the previous classes or in the previous concepts we have understood how the transmission lines work and what are the different transmission line parameters like resistance, inductance and capacitance. What are these, and we have defined them, and why do these parameters exist in the transmission lines, that also we have seen. So today actually it is important to calculate the total inductance of the transmission line. So before that, so here the calculation is for the different types of circuit, that is how the transmission line network is built. Depending on that we can calculate the inductance here. So now we can find here the different in the figure you can show here, you can see that is the first one, inductance for a single phase. That is a different, if I consider the inductance calculation for single phase circuit or single phase transmission line. In single phase we have again two types of circuits, that is single circuit transmission line and double circuit transmission line. So we need to understand how these the network of transmission lines look like. What do you mean by single circuit in the single circuit or the double circuit? In the next coming slides I'll show you what is the single phase single circuit line. Then inductance for a single phase double circuit line we have to calculate. Then inductance for a three phase single circuit line, symmetrical or unsymmetrical. Then inductance of three phase double circuit line. So these many calculations we have to do for the inductance. So first let's understand how to calculate the inductance for single phase single circuit. Before that we will try to understand what you mean by this single circuit. That is, when we say it is a single phase transmission line, we know that there will be two conductors, one is phase, one is neutral. So I'll show you. So see, this is the single line, that is a single phase single circuit transmission line. This is how the conductors are arranged. So the conductor network may be arranged horizontally, vertically, or in any type, so depending on the system. You can see here two conductors we have, and they are displaced by some distance d. So d is the distance between two line conductors. This is a single circuit, we can say. So in single circuit, you remember we have two conductors, they are displaced by the distance d meters, right? So the relative permeability of the medium that is present between the conductors is given by mu r. That is nothing but the relative permeability of the air. So okay, so next, and the conductor radius, the radius is given by r. In the next coming slides I'll show you. So this is the double circuit, single phase double circuit line it is. So in single phase double circuit line we have a four conductors, may be arranged in square, again horizontal, vertical, or in any direction. You can see here all the conductors are equidistant in this figure, that is, since they are arranged in a rectangular form, so each conductors are displaced by the same distance d. So if I want to calculate even the cross distances, it is given by root 2 into d. So that is by the Pythagoras theorem we can calculate that. So this is a double circuit. So remember, in the single phase double circuit line we have four conductors displaced by the distance d meters. Then this is the three phase line, that is a three phase line, it is equidistant. You can see there are three conductors which are displaced by the equal distance, that is d meters. So it is the symmetrical three phase line, I can say. So here if you see, here also this is also three phase line, but again it is unsymmetrical, because if you observe the distance between all the three conductors, it is not the same. You can see D12, D23, D13, those are the distances between conductor 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 1. So they are not equidistant, hence they are called as the unsymmetrical. Okay, so now our aim is to calculate the inductance of the single phase single circuit line. For this line we try to calculate the inductance. Okay, so consider a single phase single circuit transmission line of two conductors A and B. Those are shown in the figure. Then radius of each conductor is R. Space between the two conductors is D. Same magnitude of current flows in conductors A and B, but opposite in direction. So therefore IA equal to minus IB. Always you have to note here, in the single phase single circuit line there are two conductors. In conductor A the current flow will be inwards, in the current B the current flow will be outwards. That is, the currents flowing in A and B, that is IA and IB, are always in opposite direction. Hence IA will be given as minus IB. So these are the important points you have to remember. Okay, now in this slide we will try to derive the inductance. So we already know that the inductance directly it is related to the flux linkages in the transmission line. So in the previous concepts we already know that how the inductance is introduced into the transmission line. So this is because of the flux linkage. So our standard formula, the basic formula for the inductance is LA equal to psi A divided by IA. I'll zoom out the things you can observe here. Consider the conductor A. For conductor A we will try to define your inductance. So LA is given by psi A divided by IA, where psi A is the flux linkage in conductor A and IAB the current flowing through the conductor A. But next line you observe, psi A is equal to psi AA plus psi AB. So what do you mean by that? The flux linkages. You remember, whenever the AC flows through the transmission line conductor, it produces the flux, we already know, and that flux will be linking with the coil. Since in the single circuit transmission line there are two conductors which are laying in parallel, so when IA flows, obviously the IB also flows. The flux will be produced by that is, whenever the current is flowing through your conductor A, it produces the flux linkage, that is psi A equal to psi AA. Psi AA is nothing but the flux linkage in conductor A due to the flow of current in conductor A, that is IA, due to the flow of IA, that is psi AA, plus psi AB. What do you mean by psi AB? As I told, so even the IB will be flowing through the conductor B now, and even that external flux will be linking with your conductor A because of the current flow in the conductor B, that is IB. So that is why we have the flux linkage psi AB. So what do you mean by psi AB now? Psi AB is the flux linkage in conductor A due to the current IB. Got it? So usually the total flux linkage, you can see in the next line, the psi A is given. See, psi AA is nothing but psi A internal, psi A external. That is, this concepts we have already seen. What do you mean by internal flux linkage? What do you mean by external flux linkage? Always the internal flux linkage, external flux linkage clubbing together, we call it as the flux linkage to the particular conductor. So I can divide this psi AA as psi AA internal, psi AB internal plus psi AB. So the next line you observe, psi A is equal to mu naught. See, it is a little blurred. I'll just read out all the terms there. Be careful on that. So psi A is equal to mu naught IA divided by 8 pi plus mu naught IA divided by 2 pi integration 0 to infinity dx by x plus mu naught IB, that is IB, mu naught IB divided by 2 pi integration 0 to infinity dx by x. That is psi AB, the expression for psi AB. Just we have written here the formula for flux linkages. This is already given in the previous concepts. How do we represent the internal flux linkage and external flux linkage? These are the standard formulae we have written. So on solving this equation, we get the final expression. So before that, 1 minute. So here I'll give you that is what we do is here in the psi A, if you observe the psi internal and psi external flux linkage, the expressions are in terms of psi A, in terms of IA, but the third expression, if you observe there, that is in terms of IB. So what we can do in order to solve the problem, we will try to convert this IB, we'll try to write IB in terms of IA, because we already know in single phase single circuit line, IA equal to minus IB. So IB we will replace it as minus IA. Okay, so whatever the expression we get, that will be in terms of IA. So how do we get? Just you solve that equation, you just try to take the integration and substitute in place of IB, that is minus IA. So that is what it is given in this pink part, what you can see. This is the calculation simplification for the integration, and all. See, the psi A equal to mu naught IA, as it is I have kept, plus mu naught by 2 pi. So within the bracket, because both are in terms of IA, I'll take mu naught and mu naught by 2 pi common. So rest of the terms I have written inside. So mu naught by 2 pi, if you solve all these things, and we know that, see, the integration of 1 by x with respect to x is nothing but log x, that is natural log x. That is why that ln x is being taken. You just try to solve, you get the final expression as this, that is, you see, psi A equal to mu naught IA divided by 2 pi into the bracket 1 by 4 plus ln small d by r. Here you have to note, d is the distance between the conductors, r is the radius of the conductor. So psi A we have calculated, and now LA, we know the inductance in conductor A is given by psi A divided by IA. So IA will cancel from the expression. You get mu naught by 2 pi into bracket 1 by 4 plus natural logarithm d by r. So further we can simplify this. That is, on further simplification, mu naught, it is the standard the absolute permeability of free space we have. So mu naught is always given by 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7. So if we substitute that value, the final expression for LA will be 2 into 10 raised to minus 7 into bracket. Okay, so your inductance in conductor A is 2 into 10 raised to minus 7. So the second expression, if you observe there, in the first expression we have used natural logarithm d divided by r, that is the direct radius we have considered, but actually we need to consider the effective radius for the inductance calculation. So about the effective radius, it is because of the concept of the skin effect that we have already discussed. What do you mean by skin effect? So skin effect is nothing but the current always tries to flow in the outer part of the conductor. So the current flowing in the center of the conductor will be very less. Only near the outer surface of the conductor the current will be, the charges will be accumulated, the current will be flowing. So hence what happens, the current is flowing only in the outer part, that is the whole radius is not being considered for the current flow. That is, some of the part of the conductor is not used in the flow of the current, hence the radius is reduced here, and that radius, the total radius which takes part in the flow of current, it is called as the effective radius. So that is given by RE raised to minus 1 by 4. So if you calculate that, e raised to minus 1 by 4, it is given by 0.7788 into r. So That is why if I consider the effective radius, the formula will be the second expression. Then we need to consider the loop inductance also. Loop inductance is nothing but, since the single circuit forms a loop because the current flows from one side and it comes outwards from another line or another conductor, though that forms a loop. So that is why now the inductance of conductor A and the inductance of conductor B, those will be they will come in parallel, they'll come in series. Hence the inductance of, hence if you want to calculate the loop inductance, that will be nothing but 2 times the inductance of the conductor A, correct? So LA equal to, if LA is 2 into 10 raised to minus 7 natural logarithm D divided by R dash, so R dash, it is nothing but a effective radius. So your LA, what is that, not clearly visible. Okay, that is called as the loop inductance. I think it is LA dash or LA dash or LAB. Okay, you can consider anything. LAL you can call. So that is nothing but 2 times LA. So 4 into 10 raised to minus 7 natural logarithm D divided by R. So D divided by R dash. So this is the calculation of the inductance for single phase single circuit line. Hope this is clear. Thank you.